Hey everyone, today I wanted to do a long-term review of this knife here that I've been EDCing since last November, so good 6-month test period. This is the Spyderco Sage 1. I'll just go over the specs really quick. I'm not going to do every little detail because if you really care you can look it up, but it's got an S30V blade with full flat grind, and the handle is made out of G10, and then the very last layer here is a layer of woven carbon fiber, so it gives it kind of a sleek finish, but the handle is mainly G10. It's not solid carbon fiber, and the leaf-shaped blade typical of your Spydercos. But I've really enjoyed this knife, so I wanted to kind of share it with you. For me, it fits my EDC needs pretty much spot on, which is why I'm so thrilled with it. I work in an office environment, so one of my big things with carrying a knife, I am allowed to carry a knife there, but it's kind of a corporate environment, so I don't want to have a knife that looks really militant, like with a black blade. I don't want to basically, you know, have somebody see it and get scared of it. And the Sage 1 is a perfect compromise there, where it's still super functional, but the mirrored finisher on the blade there and the carbon fiber especially just gives it kind of an elegant look where it doesn't look threatening. The spider hole, I think, kind of gives it a threatening look. I guess I don't necessarily think so, but I would imagine some folks might. But it's not too bad. I mean, if I pull this out to, you know, cut a piece of food for my lunch, I don't think I'm gonna freak anybody out. So that's one of the things I like about it, is just it's a good combination of just sleek, stylish looks, but it's also super functional and bomb-proof. So that's just kind of, you know, fits my individual EDC needs really well in that regard. I mean, I'm mainly using this to open mail, open packages, grooming, and cutting up food for my lunch, so it doesn't exactly see abuse. But it's performed like a champ. The S30V steel is pretty well renowned. Knife steel really takes a screaming edge, although one of my dislikes is it is a bit tough to sharpen. It is a challenge for me to get this sharp. It's putting my sharpening skills through the ringer, but it's not necessarily a bad thing. Not a problem with learning how to sharpen harder steels, and the benefit is it holds that edge really well. And I mean, the fit and finish on it has been stellar. Since the day I got it till now, there's absolutely no blade play. Blade lines up nice and centered. All the lines and screws on the scales is just perfect. I'm a really big fan of the wire pocket clip too, just because it's kind of discreet, gives you a pretty deep carry, and yeah, I just like it a lot. So I usually open it actually with my middle finger here and flick it that way. Most folks probably use, you know, the spider hole with their thumb like that. I do it both ways, but my preference, if I'm just pulling this out of my pocket, it's just faster. I get faster deployment with my middle finger that way. The only other complaint I really have about it is the bulk. That big wide leaf-shaped blade makes it take up quite a bit of space this dimension. It's narrow enough for me in this dimension. It's not too bad, but I certainly wouldn't want a knife much wider than that. So there is that, but obviously it's not a big enough gripe to keep me from carrying it. I've been carrying it virtually every day since I got it. So standout knife. Spyderco is really well renowned, and for good reason, and that's why I went with a Spyderco. One other kind of nifty feature I like about it is this choil here lets me choke up and get more control this way. But the other thing I like is when you go to close the liner, if you're like you don't have to worry about getting your thumb out of the way, whereas if this was sharpened all the way down, you know, and I go close the liner and I didn't get my thumb out of the way and it sliced my thumb open, this here just gives me a little bit, you know, of extra safety factor where I can close it and not have to worry about it. I've handled a Spyderco Tenacious before that's sharpened all the way down here and about similar size, and that was something that I came close to slicing my thumb like that a couple times. So anyway, like I said, whenever I'm wearing pants that don't really have enough room for the bulk on it, I've got this little guy here, this Makusta Yoroi, which actually won in a YouTube contest from V6 Outdoors. Still getting that a little bit of use. I mean, this is my fancy knife, like going out, you know, nice dinner with the wife or something like that. I'll carry this because it takes up a lot less room in the pocket and it's just super elegant, but that's for another review. But as you can see, much smaller. I mean, the Sage can eat it and then some. But anyway, great knife, good price. It's definitely, as far as Spydercos go, it's probably on the cheaper side for a knife this size. But I enjoy it. So if anybody out there is looking for a good EDC knife that's a great combination of functionality and with also being a bit classy and discreet, kind of just a all around. Doesn't really excel in one area, but does everything I need it to do. There's the Spyderco Sage 1. And like I said, if you're interested in the sizes and stuff, just go ahead and I'll leave it to you to Google those. But if anybody has any questions about it, just let me know. I'm definitely thrilled with it. Thank you guys for watching.